So in equilibrium of points, you mostly get this type of problem where you will be asked to determine the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. Okay, magnitude and direction of the resultant force. So that means if you are asked to find resultant force, that means you will get different forces. That means you will get system of force, and you will need to apply parallelogram theory or triangle law for finding the resultant. So these many variation you will get. So in the first variation, you may get all the forces, means they will be provided separately. Okay, so you will face difficulty in bringing them on a single point where the line of action of all the forces act. Okay, so that means if all the force vectors are provided separately, then how you will draw triangle, how you will draw parallelogram. So that may be one problem of this equilibrium of points. Then another variation you may get is that if all force vectors are not appropriately arranged. Okay, so how means how we expect that force vectors should be arranged. We expect that force vectors should be arranged either in this form, so that we can apply parallelogram law, or they may be provided in this particular order. So what is the order? That's this is F1 force and this is F2 force. Then we can easily draw the triangle, and we can apply law, sine of law and law of cosine. Okay, so suppose the arrangement is not proper. That means suppose F1 is acting in this manner, and suppose F2 is also acting in this direction. Then how we will draw the law of triangle or law of parallelogram or Lami's theorem, how we will apply sine law, cosine law. So that may be another variation, okay, in the problems. Okay, then another variation is that you may be given the resultant forces, and you may be asked to find out its components. Okay, that means directly resultant force is given, and you have to determine the components. That means reverse calculation. Then another problem is that forces are not planar. You have got a non-planar system of forces. Then how you will solve the question? So mostly what people do, once they get a non or a three-dimensional system of force, they again try to apply horizontal force balance, vertical force balance, or they try to apply Lami's theorem. Okay, so if you do the same thing, you will not be able to solve three-dimensional system of force problem. For three-dimensional system of force problem, you have to apply vector method. Okay, that I have discussed in the previous slide. So this is one variation in the problems that you may come across. I have here listed some general mistakes that you may make in the solving problems. The first mistake is that you may assign wrong angles. For example, if you are applying Lami's theorem, then you may means in the Lami's theorem formula, you may apply or you may use wrong angles in the Lami's theorem equation. So this is very frequent mistakes that students make. They use different angles or wrong angles in the equations. Then many times students are unable to close the triangle. For example, they get suppose this kind of force system, so they feel difficulty in drawing the triangle. Okay, so because triangle has to be drawn in a fixed order. So suppose this is F1, then F2 should be drawn from the head of the F1 force. Okay, then only you will be able to get this resultant. So for this particular problem, how to draw this triangle, that people feel difficult to draw. Okay, the third mistake is that many times students choose wrong direction in graphical representation of forces in law of triangle or Lami's theorem. So for example, this is the situation of a system of force that suppose these three forces are acting at a point, and this is the situation. Two forces are directed towards the means point of application, and this is the third force which is directed away. Then many times students just apply Lami's theorem, okay, formula, but Lami's theorem is not applicable for this situation of system of force unless you reverse the direction of this force, or you apply the system of apply this force over here and just remove it. Then only you can apply Lami's theorem. And another mistake students do is that for 3D force system, they try to apply Lami's theorem or horizontal vertical force balance, which is means these two theorems are not means if you apply these two theorems for 3D force, then you may feel difficulty in solving the problem. Okay, and in several places I have seen that students forget to use units in the final answer. That's all. That's all about that's all about philosophy, or you can say theory, regarding this equilibrium of points. Now we can come to the problems or examples. So this is one example where you can see two forces are given, and you are asked to determine the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. Okay, these are two forces and they are provided separately. So how to draw how to determine the resultant? Because there are two forces and you need to draw resultant, then you can apply law of triangle or parallelogram law, and just from graphical method you can find out resultant, or you can apply law of sine or cosine, right? So let's rearrange these two forces in a triangular form. So suppose this is force vector B and this is force vector A, and if I arrange these forces in this form, that means first I have drawn force vector A, and from the head of this vector I am connecting the tail of B. Then we can easily draw resultant over here, and our triangle will be appropriate for applying sine law or cosine law. So in this way, or there is another possibility to draw the triangle. So suppose this is vector B and this is vector A, and first you have drawn vector B, and from the head of B you have drawn vector A. Okay, so this arrangement is also applicable for drawing the triangle and applying the sine law and cosine law. Okay, so here it is very important to understand that I have not changed the angles of any vectors, either A or B. If I'm drawing this triangle, then also I have taken this angle as 70 degree. Okay, and this angle of vector A as 30 degree. And if I have drawn this triangle, then also I am taking this angle as 70 degree and this angle as 30 degree. Good. So these are two possibilities of drawing the triangles. And if you have drawn the triangles, you can just find out all the angles. Okay, so all the internal angles in fact. Okay, so you can find out this internal angle, and all the internal angles. So once you know all the internal angles, you can apply the sine law and cosine law. Okay, so suppose this angle is alpha, this angle is 140, and suppose this angle is beta, and you want to apply law of sines. Okay, then what you will get? You will get 40 divided by, so I am taking this force vector. Sorry, this is angle 40, not the magnitude. Okay, anyway, so these are the angles, and suppose this is beta, and we know that this vector is having length 60 and this vector is having length 100. So if you want to apply sine law, then you will get 60 divided by sine alpha equals to this force 100 and this angle. So take this 100 and divide it by sine of beta, and then again you can write as r divided by this angle 140, it's sine 140. Okay, so in this way you can find out equation for law of sines. If you solve it, you will be able to find the angles, unknown angles, and resultant also. In addition to law of sine, you can also apply law of cosines for finding the unknowns. So this is a very simple problem where you are getting only two forces in the system of force. So if there are only two forces, you can just apply law of triangle and you will be able to solve the problem. And your answers should be written in this form. So first you have to write the magnitude of resultant and also angle with respect to horizontal or vertical or with respect to any given force. Okay, but angle is important. If you means find the angle, then only your resultant force will be complete. That means magnitude and direction both will be known. Then this is another problem where you can see that the forces are given, okay, and they are acting at same point of action, but in this way they are given. So means if you want to draw a triangle, then you may feel some difficulty because they are not given along the sides of conventional triangle that we have seen in the slide one. Okay, but anyway we can arrange them in a triangle form. Okay, so let's draw the triangle for this arrangement. So here I have taken the f1 over here, and then f2. If I want to draw the triangle, then the next force f2 must start from the head of the first force f1. Okay, so let's draw f2 over here. Now this criteria is complete. That means we are following this criteria of connecting the f2 with the head of f1. So the third side, if I connect that means if I connect the tail of f1 and head of f2 by a single force or a single vector, then that will represent the resultant. Okay. So this is very important criteria for drawing the triangle. Now we can just find out all the internal angles. So this is beta, this is pi minus alpha, and suppose this angle is, let's say, gamma or something. Then you can apply again law of sine and law of cosine, and you can find out the value of this resultant force. This is third type of problem where you can see the resultant is given to you, okay, and you are asked to resolve this resultant. So you have to resolve this 600-pound force into its horizontal. Sorry, this 6 pound is acting horizontally, and you have to resolve it in this direction of u vector and the direction of v line. Okay, so what you will do, how you will solve it. So let's assign a force along u, and let's name it fu, and another force along v, let's name it fv, and this 600-pound resultant is given to us, and we have to find out fu and fv. These angles are known. This is 30 degree, this is 30 degree. So we can apply Lami's theorem as well because these three forces are directed outwards and all angles are known to us. That means this is, suppose this is 180, right? So this is 180 degree, and this angle is 30, this angle is 30. So what will be this angle? This angle you can find out just by subtracting all the angles from 360. That is 360 degree minus 180 minus 30 minus 30. So you will get I think 120. So this angle will be 120. So you can apply Lami's theorem. According to Lami's theorem, you will get fu divided by sine 120 equals to, sorry, not sine, sine 120 equals to 100 600 pound divided by sine 180 plus 30 equals to fv divided by sine 30. So using Lami's theorem, you can find out both fu and fv. Fu you can find out from this equation, and from this equation you can find out fv. So fu and fv. Or if you want to apply law of triangle, then also you can form a triangle out of this arrangement. Okay, so your triangle will look like this one, and you can find out all the internal angles, and you can apply sine law, cosine law, and you will get your answer. Now here is our third problem. So this problem is very similar to the previous problem. Here again you are given a situation where resultant of the forces are known, and you have to determine its components along this link AB and component along the link AC. Good. So if you want to solve this problem, you can apply Lami's theorem or law of triangle. This is very simple two system of force problem. So let's draw the triangle for this problem. Okay, so this is the resultant force. This is force PAC along PAC. Now, in order to make this triangle, we must take the next force, that is PAB, okay, starting from the head of this PAC, then only our criteria will be satisfied. So PAB must be drawn from the head of PAC and in this direction. Okay, so this is our triangle. Now we can find out all the internal angles. So once we know the internal angles are 35, 35 and 110. So now we can apply the same sine law and cosine law. If you apply sine law, then what you will get, this let's say this 100 force I'm considering, then 100 divided by this angle, that is sine 35 degree, equals to this force PAC divided by sine 110, equals to this force PAB divided by sine this angle, that is 35 degree. Okay, so just use the combination of these two components, you will get the value of PAC, and use the combination of these two terms, you will be able to find out PAB. So in this way we can solve the problems. Now suppose this is another problem where basically the forces are acting in 3 dimensions. Okay, so you cannot apply Lami's theorem or law of triangle. You have to use the vector method of solving questions. Okay, so here let's read the question. It is written that determine the magnitude and coordinate direction angles of the resultant force acting on the ring. So this is the ring where you have to find out resultant, and these two forces are acting. So again it is a two force system, so you can solve. Even if it is not two system of force, if suppose more forces are acting, 2, 3, 4, 5, then also you can solve or you can determine the resultant by applying vector method. Okay, vector method is a very strong method for solving problems. So these two forces are given, F1 and F2. So what we can do, we can find out resultant just by adding these two forces, F1 and F2. So resultant will be equal to, how to add these two forces, add the I component, J component and K component. Okay, so here in F2 I component is there, but in F1 I component is missing. So finally we will get 50I, and here you can see J component is there and J component is there. So finally we will get to minus 40J. Let's add K component. So here it is 100K at 180K, that means we will get 180K. So this is the R vector. Okay, so this is your resultant. Now if you want to find out its magnitude, then just use this formula, under root 50 square plus 40 square plus 180 square. That means I'm squaring and adding the I component, J component and K component. This is square of I component plus square of J component plus square of K component. Done. So once I have calculated the magnitude of R and R vector, then I can find out unit vector along this resultant, and this unit vector along the resultant will be R vector divided by its magnitude. Okay, so let's so if you do this thing, then you can find out unit vector, and it will give you this thing, cos alpha I plus cos beta j plus cos gamma k, right? So you can find out angles alpha, beta and gamma. So these angles will let you know the inclination of this resultant force from x-axis, from y-axis and from z-axis. So finally, suppose this is your resultant force, this one is your resultant force. So resultant force answer will be 50I minus 40J plus 180K. And if you divide this, now if you find the magnitude, that you can do, and just after some simplification, you will be able to find out this angle alpha, beta and gamma, and then only your solution be complete. Okay. Oh, no, only 2 students are present in the meeting. Anyway, I will do my job. Yeah. Okay, now let's take one problem from free body diagram. So here we have a container, and in the container we have two spheres. This is sphere A and this is sphere B, right? And these are in equilibrium. So how to determine the reactions? This reaction, okay, this normal reaction that is acting on ball A from wall, and this normal reaction and this normal reaction. So these normal reactions we have to determine. Geometrical information is given here. These are the geometrical information. So from here you can find out all angles that you require. Weight of these spheres are also given, and weights are basically 200 Newton. So if you want to solve this problem, first you need to draw the FBD. How you will draw FBD? So first you will draw the normal reaction at this contact surface between the two spheres. Okay, so I'm drawing these normal reactions uh, by considering Newton's third law, equal and opposite reactions. Then I can consider the weight of two spheres. So this is the weight of the first sphere A and weight of sphere B. Now I can consider the normal reaction on sphere A from this wall, okay, and then normal reaction acting on ball B from this wall. Okay, so these are, and one normal reaction I will get at this contact surface also. So how I'm determining that we will get only these reactions: first reaction, second reaction, third reaction, fourth reaction. How I'm so sure that I will get only these reactions? Because these are the number of contact surfaces, and number of reaction will be equal to number of contact surfaces. As you can see, in this system there are only 4 contact surfaces: 1, 2, 3, 4. So because there are four contact surfaces, that's why I have to consider 4 normal reactions. Fine. Now I can draw the spheres or balls separately. So this is FBD of ball B and this is FBD of ball A. So as you can see, this is 200 that I have considered here, and this is ball A, no? Okay, that means this W is representing this 200 Newton force, and this is RD. RD is this normal reaction, RC, RC, RF, RF. Okay, now if you consider ball B, so this is the weight of ball B, 200, and this is RE, that means this reaction, and RF, that is this reaction. So once I know all these, means once I have drawn these FBD, I can simplify them in 3-4 system, and I can apply Lami's theorem. Okay, so if you apply Lami's theorem for this problem, then you know this angle, okay, this angle is theta, so this angle will be 90 minus theta, this angle is 90. Okay, that means all the angles are known to you, so you can apply Lami's theorem, and from Lami's theorem you can find out RF as well as RE. So once this RF and RE is known, so again this RF is known to you, you can further simplify this FBD into 3-4 system. Why I am reducing this FBD into 3-4 system? Because Lami's theorem is applicable to only 3-4 system. So you can simplify it in this manner. This is RF, and here you will get W minus RD. This RD and W, they are acting in a straight line. So you can replace this RD by subtracting WA minus RD. So W minus RD. Okay, and then another force is RC, which is acting horizontally. So now you have reduced this FBD into a 3-4 system, so you can easily apply Lami's theorem, but you must know the angle. So this angle is theta, this angle will be 90 minus theta, and this angle is 90, this angle is 180. So because you know all the angles, and you can apply Lami's theorem. So this is the thing in equilibrium of points chapter. If you know how to apply Lami's theorem, how to find all the angles, then you will not face any difficulty. You can easily solve any problem. But your concept should be strong. Conceptually, you cannot make any mistake. Then your life will be good. You can easily apply and solve the system. Okay, let's take another problem and solve it. So here you can see again 2 point masses. So here in the equilibrium of points, you will see that all problems that I am solving here are basically subjected to point loads. Okay, so here you can see 2 point loads are there. One is having 5 kg weight force and other one is having m kg weight force, and they are in equilibrium because of these rope arrangements. Okay, A, B, B, C, C, D is the rope, and these are other ropes. Okay, so you have to draw a BD. So for a BD, you have to select the points at which you will draw the FBD. Okay, so if you draw a BD at this point, then you can find out this reaction. If you draw a BD at this point, you can find out this reaction. But these support reactions are not asked for you to calculate. You have to determine basically the reactions in all these ropes. Okay, so if this is the problem, then you have to draw a BD of the point B and C only. So let's consider the BD of this point B. Okay, so how will means our BD will be something like this, where this is your external force P is equal to 5 kg, and this is the force along BC link FBC, and this is the force FAB, that is force along AB rope. And you can easily find out angles. So this angle is given 30°, fine, 30°. This angle is also given because there is a slope. Okay, that is shown by this side 4 and 3 triangle. So you can consider, if it is theta, then you can apply tan theta. Sorry, this angle is alpha. No? This angle is alpha. That means this will be alpha. So you can just apply tan alpha formula and you will get 4/3. So alpha will be tan inverse 4/3. So if you know this angle alpha and this 30 is given, so you can find out this angle. This angle will be 180 minus 30 minus alpha. Okay, and this angle is 90 as clear from the figure. So you can apply Lami's theorem and your life will be good. Question is solved. Now to find remaining unknowns, you can draw a BD at point C. So if it is point C, this is the weight force, but here M is not known to you. Okay, so your force will be M into G. So G is 9.81. So weight of this block will be 9.8 M. M is the mass and this is gravity. Okay, and you will get a force along BC rope. This is BC rope, and one force along CD, FCD. Okay, so these are the forces. Now you can apply Lami's theorem, and Lami's theorem will give you this formula, that is 9.821 M. If you consider this force, then in the denominator you will get sine of this angle. Okay, this angle. So what is this angle? This angle will be 180 minus 70. That means this angle. Okay, plus 30°, plus 30°. Okay, that means you will get to 180 minus 40°. Okay, now let's consider other forces. So let's consider FBC. So FBC divided by sine, what angle you will get? You will get this angle 70 plus 90. Okay, so sine 90 plus 70° equals to this force FCD divided by which angle? This angle. That means sine 60°. Okay, so now you have this equation, so you can find out the value of M and FCD also. FBC we have already calculated from this FBD. So you have two unknowns in this equation. One is FCD and another one is M. So you can find out these two unknowns from this equation. Good. Now let's consider one more problem. Here a pulley, or you can see a sphere. Basically one object is suspended on this inclined surface with the help of a rope, and rope is fixed at this point. So you have to find out the tension in this rope and other reactions. Okay, so what you can do, you can draw FBD, but before drawing FBD, it is better to apply the forces in this original system. Then we'll be able to visualize that how many forces are acting. So here you will get one tension over here. Okay, and then this is a contact surface. So at this point you will get reaction, right? And let's name this angle as beta. and this angle as alpha. Okay, so what is this angle? Basically, this angle is alpha. This angle is alpha and this angle is beta. And weight of this sphere is given as 100 Newton. So this is 100 Newton. And I'm getting a normal reaction, this one. So this is normal reaction N. Okay. Why I'm getting a normal reaction? Because there is a contact surface over here. So you will get normal reaction. And this force I'm naming as S. So how many unknowns are there? This N is unknown and S is unknown. Okay. This alpha and beta angles are given. Okay. Alpha is given as 30 degree and this beta, these angles are given as how much? This beta and this alpha, they are given as 30 degree and 15 degree respectively. Okay. So if this is the case, then you can apply Lami's theorem or law of triangle also. So first let's draw FBD. So this is the FBD. FBD. So you can see this is the sphere, this is normal reaction S and G. Okay. Now if you want to apply Lami's theorem, then you have to arrange all the forces in a particular order. So what order we follow? For Lami's theorem, we apply all the forces either directed inward or directed outward. Okay, so here I'm considering all the forces directed outwards, so we can apply Lami's theorem. But these angles we need. Okay, so what will be these angles? As you know, this angle is beta. Okay, and so this angle will be 90 minus beta, and this angle is alpha. So this angle will also be alpha basically. Okay, this is 90 minus beta. And what will be this angle then? This angle will be 90 minus alpha, and this is 90 and this is 90. So you can easily find out all the angles. So finally, what angles we will get? This is N, this is S, this is G. So this angle will become 90 minus beta plus alpha, and this angle will become beta plus 90, and this angle will become how much? This angle will be, it should be 90 minus alpha plus 90, because this angle is 90 minus alpha, 90 minus alpha, and this angle is 90. So finally we will get 90 minus alpha plus 90. So we can say that it is 180 minus alpha. No issue. So as you know all the angles, you can apply Lami's theorem. So according to Lami's theorem, you will get this formula, that will be S divided by sine 180 minus alpha. So this is basically 180 minus alpha. This angle will be equal to capital N divided by sine beta plus 90 degree equals to G divided by sine 90 minus beta plus alpha. Okay. From this equation, you can find out unknown S and N. G is given to you. The value of G is 100 Newton. So you can find out S and N. Remaining angles, this alpha and beta angles are known. So it's very easy to solve this equation. Okay. So here I have drawn Lami's theorem representation, means representation for Lami's theorem. So you can use this representation for applying Lami's theorem, or you can rearrange the forces in a triangular form. So this triangular form will help you to apply law of sines or law of cosines as well. So you can use either method. You can either use this representation or this representation. It's your choice to solve the question. Let's take another example. So here you can see I have taken a system of three weights. They are G1, G2, and G3, and they are means they are in equilibrium with the help of two pulley arrangement and rope arrangement. And you are asked to find out the magnitude of this G1, G3, and G2. Okay, sorry. So you can draw a BD of this point A. Sorry. Draw a BD of the point A. point A. Okay, and it will give you this representation. So because these are the ropes, or these are ropes, so this tension will be equal to G1, and the rope will be tensed here and here by the same force. That means you will get T again for this rope here, and you know that this T is equal to G1 already you have established here. And again here you will get suppose it is T1, it is T2, so T2 you will get for the same reason. Here you will get T2 is equal to G2, so again here you will get T2 is equal to G2. That means this rope will be subjected to a force of G1, and this one as a G2, and this one, as you know, is related to G3 force. So at point A, this will be your free body diagram. This is G3, G1 and G2. Now you can apply Lami's theorem if you wish. So if you want to apply Lami's theorem, what you will get? You will get G1 divided by this angle. This angle. Okay. So what is this angle? This angle is 90 plus alpha 2. Now let's take another force G2. So G2 divided by sine of which angle? This angle. So this angle is alpha, this angle is 90 degree. So you will get 90 plus alpha 1. Let's consider this third force G3. So you will get sine of which angle? This angle. So as you know, this angle is alpha, this angle is alpha 2, this angle is alpha 1, this angle is alpha 2. So this angle will be 180 minus alpha 1 minus alpha 2. So sine 180 minus alpha 1 minus alpha 2. So this is your Lami's, this is formula according to Lami's theorem. So this G3 is given, I think, no. Yeah, in this figure it is not given, but in the question I think it was given, G3 was given. So you can find out G1 and G2. Okay, so here one more problem is given, so we can solve it. It is very simple problem. No? So this external load is acting on the two links, 150 Newton, and you are asked to find out this force. Let's name it FAC, and this force, let's name it FBC, something. Okay. So you have to find out these two forces. What you will do, it is a 3-force system, so we can apply Lami's theorem. Lami's theorem, if you apply, then we have to draw a figure. So this is G force at point C. Now let's draw the two forces. How to draw? We can first draw the lines along these links. So this is line along link 1, and this is line along link 2. So we can take this direction as FAC, and this direction as direction of force FBC. Okay. Fine. Anyway, let's give some more time to this problem. So here, this is the external load. Good. So now this external load will produce a force along this direction in this link BC, and it will try to pull this link AC. Okay, that means along this AC, I should draw the direction of force as a force in this direction, and for BC, I should take the direction of force towards this one. Now, if you want to make triangle, then you can shift this force over here at the starting from the head of this force. Then you can draw it and you will get this triangle. And now find out all the internal angles. So this is alpha 1, alpha 2. Okay. So in this way, you can find out all the angles and you can apply Lami's theorem. So that's all, guys. Thank you. This is the revision of first chapter, that is equilibrium of